So I think something like taking their business funds operations to a mobile app, like just a bank, not even an app, so to say, well, a mobile app, a bank app might just solve that issue for them, and they can have like a solid overview of what goes in and out of their businesses.
But I feel that these people needs the basic knowledge to operate these systems that you've just mentioned. And again, the second part is network issues. Don't you see it as a barrier to having a smooth business operations in the rural places?
Yeah, that's very solid point right there. When it comes to, there are definitely certain limitations that the rural people will definitely have to face in terms of network. Okay, so now let's talk about when there are network barriers, mobile barriers, and all. All right. So what they also need to do in such situation is to keep like a proper book. Someone in, like, all of these, I feel like they're already in existence already. Like, for example, someone that trade in a rural area, we have all these mama, baba that they are into business, and you hear them say that so money that they kept so place is for their business, and some of them that are disciplined enough don't even tamper with this. But one thing that they can do in keeping all of this is just by writing and recording all of this information. Like, okay, I don't know if I really need to like maybe like read out or something like a template out for them by saying, okay, on here you have a paper, on the right hand side you keep your the money that comes in for you, on the left hand side you keep the money that goes out for you. But really, one thing that still stand is that each business person, whether rural, whether urban area, they need to understand that their business money is for business. Another thing to also do, in let me just chip this in quickly, is that for someone that does a business, and in another way to stop spending your business money is to put yourself on a pay with the on the business. So in one way or the other, at any point in time you need to spend, you know that you already spend from that particular business.
Okay, Christiana, you can hear me, right? So I was going to ask this question because me, I like to look out for small businesses. So, what are the common financial mistakes, right, that you've noticed from your experience that you've noticed that small businesses usually make with their finances? Those very common ones, just list a few of them that you notice that, like a pattern, some of them usually do or they usually make, small businesses. So that, I mean, when we have this conversation, you can advise them on how to avoid it.
All right, sure. So I would say the most reoccurring mistakes that businesses or small businesses make generally, I would say first off, I intentionally want to put it as first is risk management. Yes, and another thing is also weak financial weak financial keeping, or let me just say weak financial reporting. I'm trying not to like really use like maybe terms, financial terms, like I'm trying to use something that would everybody will be on the same page with. Then another thing, okay, let me talk on the first one that I just said before I mention other ones in terms of the risks, like inadequate, let me just put it this way, okay, inadequate risk management. Yeah, when it comes to small businesses, like for example, I just started a new business, and I just took all my phone. Okay, I want to build like a space, I want to have a space, and maybe in one way or the other I want to work with like a team of 2 or 3 to start with. Okay, so another thing, one thing that I think business owner actually get it wrong with is that they are too quick to really spend on things that they think is important, but they are not very healthy for the business growth and development. So, for example, I want to like set up this business and I want to make everything available all at once without considering a kind of a working capital, something a capital that okay, I'm running for like a month, 2 months, do I have something to fall back on to reinvest into this business? Let's say I make my profit or like the estimated profit that I intend to make, and something happened, a lot of factors change and all, and these profits I'm unable to achieve them, or eventually the business was on a loss. But is there like a working capital, something that is somewhere that I can actually fall back with? Or, okay, something like, okay, month on month, as the business is making profit, where is the money going to? That's another question. A lot of small businesses owner just like assume that once they make sales, they make revenue, they've made profits, which is not so. No, now that this is it. Like, okay, I got biscuits of 5 naira from the market. Now I sold it 10 naira. Then the 5 naira is being regarded as profit, which is not profit. Why? Because there are other associated costs in me bringing the item from the market off to where going to be selling it. So I think that particular area needs to be checked, and everything can be deduced when a proper book is being put in check. So I would say let me just stop right there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Bukola, we are still talking about simplifying finance for Africa entrepreneur and business growth. So, I want to ask one important question: uh, how are digital tools how are digital tools used to simplify, or how can we use them to simplify finance for Africa, for entrepreneurs in Africa?
All right. Thank you. All right. So first off, I would say that the literacy in terms of like introducing tools in our day-to-day operations is actually very, very important. As business owners, small businesses owner need to understand that the business does not really get to a certain stage, like a certain size, before they can introduce a particular software or a tool to manage their finances. And reason is also that, okay, let me just, okay, for example, I mentioned earlier about having like an expenses tracker or an outflow tracking tools or app or software. So we have couple of softwares available. Some are even free, yeah, very few of it are free though, because if you still want to like explore a lot more beneficiary features, you definitely have to pay for it. But well, for to start with, something as simple as like using a Google spreadsheet can, even if a small business owner can have access to a Google spreadsheet, they are already made templates for expenses tracker that they can be used. Other softwares we have other software that can be used. Another a particular hint I'm going to give for small businesses owner is that they should always ask questions around this. They should not just assume that at this point they cannot get this ready, or they cannot have access to a particular thing. And another thing that I would have to say is that all of these, like in terms of getting of tools, are not in terms of the size of the business, but they are in terms of structure. And structure is very, very important for a business, because if, regardless of the size of the business, if a structure is not there, like things just happen. We discover that okay, we've already made loss. Meanwhile, we could have prevented. the company or the organization from having for having loss at the beginning of the operation. So something like, for example, we also have budget tools like budgeting apps, application that helps manage budgets. Because I wouldn't want to specifically mention some app because all of these also determines on the type of organization that we are talking about, the kind of industry that they are talking about. There's some organization that, okay, yes, this is just the app will just help manage their expenses, and some might just want an app whereby they can see what comes in and what goes out all together all at once. But one thing I'm just going to say as regards the usage of tools for finance management, financial management, is that it is not in terms of the company size, but it is an expected structure that is expected of every business regardless of the size.
Okay, thank you so much, Bukola. I love the way you explained it. But right now, I want to ask, what is the link between access to finance and job creation? Can we measure the direct impact of funding on youth employment?
All right. Okay, so let me put it this way. To answer your question, actually, I would say that when it comes to youth employment and also when it comes to making youth have access to finance, finance definitely creates like a lot of opportunities for the youth. And okay, let me put it this way. I'm going to speak yeah, youth and also like youth that have their businesses. Yeah, let me put it that way. So now when it comes to youth and that also manages their own businesses and all like that, and how they can break the gap between them. First off, I would say that every youth is expected, not every youth, but every youth in that kind of cycle is expected to belong to, first, I would say, belong to a particular a fellowship. Yeah, belonging to a fellowship, belonging to associations that, in one way or the other, reliable information around um, grants, loans, and all of the financial information that a youth might need are just can just be at their disposal. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bukola, because I know you said a lot this afternoon, and I love the fact that you too, you are a woman and you understand the role of women when it comes to business, right? So what steps do we really need to ensure women, youth, and all those that are interested in business also benefit from those tools you mentioned earlier when it comes to technology? Because they need these things for their businesses to grow. What can what policies do we need to put in place? What can they do to encourage trust when it comes to entrepreneurs? Trust and protection.
Okay, so I will first off, in terms of women and also youth in relation to using financial tools or finance generally. Okay, first of I'm going to say that every youth at this time and age should have the confidence that fintech or new financial technologies are not here to take our money away, and they are not yet, yes, as long as, yeah, let me put it this way, like verified financial tools and apps are not here to take our money away. They are here to make our operations, our life better. Then I would also want to also advise or encourage every youth women to enroll for financial literacy courses or financial management courses that they are not really doing accounting practical. It's finance. It's just knowing, okay, how to manage your resources as a business owner, how to set expectations, how to create like important things, something like a scenario analysis, something that could help your business generally. And it's all and another thing that every business owner needs to do, even if they think they know, is also to ask themselves this question: do I really understand my business? Do I really understand the key information that my business requires? So, because if all of these are not in check, it's in one way or the other, it will hinder such person, such woman, such youth, such entrepreneur from getting the right information or resources that they need and which are important for their business growth. So I would say that we have free information, data online, and just a simple Google search or something can give you an idea, not the direct answer that you need, but an idea of what to look out for. So if as a youth currently trying to grow your business, currently trying to like look out for ways to get funds for your business, first thing, try to understand your business better. Join communities, join fellowships, join finance associated bodies like that in line to your core business values. And I believe definitely you definitely get the right informations that you need from there. And when it comes to practices in terms of finance management practices, another thing that, oh yeah, like I said, enroll for a business or literacy course, business management, operations management. Your business, I would even say more. You can also enroll for like a project management course too as well, because your business is more like a project. Like see it that way. It's not just something that is to multiply, even though it's something that is supposed to multiply itself. Well, it won't multiply itself, but it's something that is expected to grow. But then see it as a project and treat it that way. So all of these, I believe, in one way or the other, will contribute massively to how a woman, how a youth, how an entrepreneur, a small business owner will definitely manage their funds, their operations generally.
Okay, Christiana, okay, or is it Bukola? I don't, I just like to call anyone, anyone that comes to mind. Anyway, so one of the things that we always hear that about in this business community is networking. You understand? I'm not talking about, I mean, you know, interacting with other people, especially in your circle. How would you advise young business owners, especially in Africa here, to scale up using networking?
All right. Okay, so using networking, there are different ways to network, and there are different ways to network rightly when it comes to business. So, as a business owner, you don't just want to rush to like anyone you see that in the capacity to help your business, because not everybody has the business mind or the capacity to take the kind of value that you are bringing to them. So, what I would encourage every business owner to do is before you start networking, make sure you have a very good branding. Like, okay, permit me to say it this way, like you are solid, your business is solid, your business has a brand, your business has an identity that is different from you as a person. So I guess you all like you must have perceived me saying this like severally while I was speaking about treating your business different from yourself who is the business owner. A business owner is, in one way or the other, expected to be like an employee under the business, but the title might be different. So, networking, have a solid business branding for yourself before you start networking, so that when you meet, when you get to where you're supposed to like share your ideas and they can see the business, and obviously you are not the business even though you are the spokesperson. So I would say go for pitch your business, look for platforms where you can bring your business to life, where you can pitch it to people, pitch it to important stakeholders, take your business. Obviously, at this particular age, everybody or each business owner, yeah, knows the importance of having a social media, having a different social media handle for their businesses. And also, another beautiful platform that, well, this might not really work so well, but then it does work so well for business owner, is actually LinkedIn. Like, have a solid business platform, create the awareness, look out for, yeah, the reason why I want to mention LinkedIn is because LinkedIn, you can just easily search, okay, upcoming, okay, you can put it this way, conference, business conferences, and all like that. You can try to filter it by particular location, and it pops up. So in one way or the other, you can look out for the ones that are close by to you and plan to attend to meet people, and just have your mind, just keep at the back of your mind is that the results might not be instant and it might be instant, but in one way or the other, your name, your business name are in the minds of people. Be ready to spend money on necessary things as far as your business is concerned, even though you're not making profit.
Right. Thank you very much, Bukola. We appreciate you. Thank you once again for your insight. Thank you for believing in small businesses. I love it. And we appreciate you for your time. I hope I'll call on you next time. You'll still be available to talk to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope that in one way or the other, too, the businesses, business owners, small businesses are able to learn a thing or two from what I've shared so far. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you
Bukola.
so much. Yes, I think we conquered the network, the internet glitches and all that.
Oh yes. I mean,
Yeah.
it was been expected, and but then again, like I said, we were able to wade through it, and we didn't lose so much from the conversation because I was particular about financing, especially small businesses, because we are not saying big businesses don't need finance, but
Yes.
one of the things that Africa lacks is enough of business owners. Now, we have lots of job seekers, but
Yeah.
you say there are no jobs out there. I had this template I was working with, and I said one day I'll have a chance to pitch that idea of having to convert our tertiary institutions to produce not graduates, but business owners. So that as you are coming out from a school, what you've gone to school to study becomes a company. So that as you're coming out, you're not looking for a job, you're already a job.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
So
true.
when we start like that, and then we're saying, okay, one of the problems many of these small businesses are having is finance. Right? We now have these kind of conversations regularly and say, okay, this is how you make your money, or this is how you spend the money that you have, or this is where you can go and get your money, and this is how you're going to scale up. When we have those kind of conversations, and more people are going into businesses, more people are becoming entrepreneurs, then we're going to solve at least one problem, which is unemployment in Africa.
Yeah. For time factor, I actually wanted to talk about financial institutions that turn down small business owners when they come seeking for loans.
Okay.
Because that is one of the basic challenges, or one of the major challenges small business owners are facing. But for time factor, we couldn't go all that. But for
We will have
all
something,
good,
yeah.
all good for me today. It's been an amazing show. And it's nice doing this with you. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it for today. Simplifying finance isn't just about technology. It's about opening doors for African entrepreneurs to dream bigger, take risks, and grow stronger businesses. When money matters become easier to understand, just as our guest said, and access, innovation thrives, jobs are created, and our economies move forward. The future of Africa's business growth rather, depends on how well we turn finance into a tool for everyone and not just a few
people.
Just as
I rightly
Amalu said.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like you grew already.
Oh, please. Well, stop feeling yourself. Okay. And a special thank you to our guests once again for your insights. Thank you for coming on the show. And to you, our dear viewers, we say a very big thank you to you for joining us on the show. You can follow us on all our social media platforms at SOUQ News TV. Just go there, subscribe, share, and keep liking. And let's keep asking the big questions. Let's keep asking the big questions that shape Africa's tomorrow. Let's not talk down Africa. You know who we are. We are big. We are big. We are who we say we are. My name is Omevi Idolor. Until I come your way next time.
And I am Emmanuel Ambalo. Please, 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 always seek financial advice, especially when you want to start or go into any business. It will help you scale up and make you a better entrepreneur and business person. Till you see you again, please stay informed. I remain Emmanuel Ambalo, and this is Just Africa.
If there's one man who has consistently been a household name and index of reference in the business arena, the name Aliko Dangote apparently stands tall. The Africa's richest man clearly benchmarks success, wealth, and prosperity. His official love and passion for business are quite phenomenal. These can be traced to his background. Born in April 10, 1957 to Maria Sanusi Dantata and Mohammed Dangote, his maternal ancestors were prosperous caravan traders under British colonial rule, and his grandfather, Alhaji Sanusi Dantata, was a commodity trader. Dangote's grandfather was heavily involved in his upbringing and helped ignite his entrepreneurial spirit. For Dangote, one will ever assume his wealth was handed out or easily channeled. Being an offspring of Dantata or his success didn't come through daydreaming. Dangote complemented inherited fortune with deliberate hard work and innovation to pave his way to the top. Those who knew Dangote while growing up will not be surprised at his outstanding success. At age 8, Dangote uses pocket money to buy sweets, which he and others sell for a profit. Everything big in life starts from little. Taking a clue from this, Dangote, from a seed loan of 500,000 obtained from his uncle, started business, which he traded commodities and business supplies, primarily cement. By 1981, his firm was successful that he had incorporated other businesses and established the Dangote Group. His empire extended to foodstuffs, including sugar, salt, wheat, cement, haulage, and other business concerns. Among his holdings were Dangote Industries, Dangote Bale Nigeria, Dangote Cement PLC, Benue Cement Company PLC, Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC, Dangote Flour Mill, and St. Ally Industries PLC. In addition to his holdings in Nigeria, the Dangote Group has operations in several other African countries. With these giant strides in the business arena, Dangote will forever be grateful to his grandfather for giving him wings to fly. According to Forbes, an American business magazine, Dangote remains the richest man in Africa with an estimated fortune of $13.9 billion. Dangote is one Nigeria highly decorated with honors as well. His urine service, huge investment, also got him both local and international recognitions. Like the Guardian Man of the Year in 2015, he won the 2016 African Business Leader Award organized released by the African American Institute, Dangote was cited as one of the top most influential Africans by the New African magazine in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2019. He was recently conferred with the prestigious award of the National Order of the Lion by the President of Senegal. When it comes to breaking jinx, Dangote has it in full measures. He took his pioneering and jinx-breaking adventure to another dimension, unveiling of the $20 billion refinery, widely adjudged as the largest single-train petrochemical refinery in the world. The refinery has the total capacity of 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day and is expected to earn as much as $21 billion in annual income. Situated on 2,500 hectares site at the Lekki Free Trade Zone, Lagos, it is supplied with crude oil by the largest subsea pipeline infrastructure in the world. When fully in operation, the refinery will provide 135,000 permanent jobs in the region. When it comes to family life, Dangote seems to, however, prefer maintaining a low profile. He got married to Zainab in 1977, but divorced at an unknown date. He was later married to Maria Mohammed Rufai. Dangote has 3 daughters named Alima, Maria, Fatima, and he also adopted his son. Dangote is one grounded authority that combines rare intelligence with self-effacing demeanor, a persona that naturally makes kindness. Like an eagle, Dangote's foresight and unusual business acumen make him a rare to come by. Though he owns chains of business in Nigeria and across Africa, the quest by this uncommon risk taker to conquer more business territories may not wane anytime soon.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bogabowles, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East. SOUQ News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria. You're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love on the bad.
Well, you already know, my name is Steve Omojafo, and my middle name is Bamidele. That was the name that my parents gave me at birth, because it was like they regarded themselves as not Lagosians. It is Providence that brought them into Lagos, and I then happened to be born here at Odo Street in Balinde, and in fact we didn't go to Mercy Hospital then. There was a little home along Odo Street run by a very experienced nurse, Mama Nurse. That's what we, So I was born in that little place and grew up from there. Like I said, my middle name is Bamidele. My parents probably said, well, we have had it here, but this is not home. As at that time, you will go home with us. No problem. So I started off at St. Matthias Catholic Primary School on Lou Street. And I was in St. Matthias from 1953 till 1960, when we finished with our primary school leaving certificate. Then from there, an extra year at Holy Cross School. We did that extra, they call it prep class. Prepare yourself to go to the secondary school. And from Holy Cross, for 1 year, I moved on to St. Gregory's College, Lagos. Now, growing up in Lagos was one of the best things that happened to us then. Life was good, life was easy, life was safe, life was like everything that a young man could aspire to. We went to school with Scholars Bus, which was virtually provided for free. When Scholars Bus was not available, it was fun walking from Obalinde, firstly to St. Matthias, and then from there to St. Gregory's College. Life was good, life was safe. You could go out any time of the day. You could play from house to house. Parents knew each other very well. And so, in fact, when you were late somewhere on your street or in your neighborhood, you could sleep there because they would send a message to your home that Dele is here, so don't bother. The next morning you wake up, have your bath, have breakfast, return to your home. There was this community life that we all lived. Parents could discipline children of their friends. Okay? Not like these days, you dare not touch any other child. The parents will come and do a battle with you. That I didn't send my child to you to be flogged or to be beaten. So it was a very beautiful life. So went to St. Matthias, went to St. Gregory's College, and then from there to University of Lagos. We were brothers keepers. School was fun. Teachers were all there just to teach you. And there was no messing around. There weren't any bad habits that people could be developing along the line, So that was my life growing up. So we were all walking through Balinde to Lafiaji, to Campus Square, to Tokumbo, Okekpokpo, So we were children of the neighborhood. We were children of the area. So I'm never ashamed to say I'm an area boy in Lafiaji. Today it has become a taboo, but then we were proud of our origin. We we're proud of our place of birth, and we're proud growing up in the neighborhood. So today, still believe me, I get up on some Fridays, I just go to Lafiaji, I stay with the guys. Okay, not all of us were fortunate enough to go through the system. Okay, so those who, in quote, we left behind, we still, a lot of the time, we still talk to them, we still relate to them when there are problems that we could fix. You know, we help out. Because, I mean, it wasn't their fortune to be able to have gone. I know some dropped out, you know, on their own volition. But generally, we all like the idea of going to school, but some couldn't make it. But we still relate to them. We are still friends. So I'm not surprised I leave Holy Cross Cathedral and I just hear people call me my names. And I know these people are those who knew me when we were growing up. Yeah. Okay. Let me start by saying that even at secondary school, I read a lot. I was interested in the newspapers, and a lot of the time I read something, there was always this beautiful column of letters to the editor. So anything that I read that I liked, I sit down, 2-3 paragraphs letter to the editor to compliment what they've done, to to criticize what I didn't like, and these things were published, and I liked it. Okay, you open the papers and you just see, contributed by Steve Omojafo, or some will call me Bamidele Omojafo. So that kept me getting interested in the media. So when I left secondary school, after higher school, I would just pay a visit to Daily Times, which was in Tinubu, Kakawa Street. I just pay a visit there, you know, and I got talking to people. They would take me to the newsroom, you know, they would just show me how newspapers are produced and all that. That ignited my interest. So when I left higher school, mass communication was what occurred to me. I know that my uncle, you are not doing accountancy, you are not doing engineering, you are not doing medicine, you want to go and become a newspaper boy. I said, yes, this is where my interests lie. So I got admitted to Lagos University. I studied mass communication there. And while I was there, I developed a column in Lagos Weekend of those days. Every Friday I was contributing. And I was writing under the name of Akibodilon. Now, Akibodilon itself is a name that I picked up in a drama group. Because we had a drama group that we produced all kinds of little plays here and there at Jekirandu Hall, you know. So one of the roles I played was Akibodilon. So when I started writing my columns in Daily Times and Lagos Weekend, I just used that pen name, Akibodilon. So I did the program and I started writing for Daily Times campus news, things that happened during elections, battle between the male and female, problems with the tutors and everything. So it became a very regular program. In fact, I inherited the program from late Barabo Ogusawo, you know, who was my boss in the Daily Times. So I did that program for 3 years. It became very popular. It got to a point, Vice Chancellor